Ladies and gentlemen, the Near Fall Network proudly brings to you the modern-day Micah Russia, the guru of grappling gab, the one, the only, Shooter!
Say hello to the ball guy, and welcome to the Near Fall Network's review of the 2018 Royal Rumble. I'm your host, Shooter, and I want to get right into this because I have a lot to talk about and not a lot of time to do it. Historic night, to say the least. I personally believe that both Rumble matches completely stole the show. This was coming off the heels of an absolutely fantastic 5-star NXT TakeOver Philly show. If you did not see my live review stream on our Facebook page, you need to go check that out right now. Facebook.com/Nearfall Network. Should be one of the videos that pops up first on the page. It will be the latest added to the library if you watch it before Monday or Tuesday. So go check it out. It was a fun conversation. Went really long because I had a lot of interaction. Thanks to everyone that talked and threw questions out there and thoughts and opinions. I really like bouncing those off of you. Now, the Royal Rumble pay-per-view itself, overall, I think for a main roster level, it's really hard for NXT has this advantage, and I'll probably get into this on Drive-By this week, hopefully. But NXT, I think, has an advantage on and an easier time to put on better shows for different reasons, which I'm not going into today. But they deliver consistently every single time there's a takeover, to the point where most fans are talking to each other and saying the main roster show is not going to be able to top that. And it's pretty much an accurate thing to say. In my personal opinion, this Royal Rumble, while I wouldn't say that it topped that takeover, and you have to understand where I'm coming from in saying this, it performed on a main roster level as well as I believe that takeover performed on an NXT level, if that makes any sense at all. It makes sense in my head. I know what I'm trying to say. I think if you have any knowledge of the product, you understand what I'm trying to say. And I'll break that down later this week in my podcast. But what I'm trying to say is, this was an awesome weekend of pro wrestling, of WWE wrestling. I know there was New Japan stuff going on. I didn't get a chance to check any of that out. I saw some of the things online. I'll let King of Nerds talk to you guys about that. We're talking Royal Rumble today. The regular non-Rumble matches some were very good, some were okay. None of them were bad. The point is, a lot of them set things up, and that's what we need to do. The Usos knocked out Gable and Shelton really quick. And by really quick, I mean they took both falls out of the 2 out of 3, which is surprising. But hey, again, we don't see that happen all the time. Usually it's 1-1, and then, it's basically down to the last fall, and whoever wins. Got 2 falls right in a row. Tongue twister, because it doesn't happen that often. I'm good with that. That's good. It's unique. It's different. And the Usos are still proving that they are the best tag team on the roster. We move to the other tag team championship match, Shield 3.0 versus The Bar. I really thought The Bar would take this. I really thought the Shield would take this, and they would expand on the disenfranchised, uneasy partnership before they actually lost the titles between Rollins and Jordan. But they lost the titles, and it was clear that this is going to be laid on Jordan. Seth Rollins tweeted out something to the effect of 2 matches, 2 losses, something's got to change. And right there, character, I don't know if it's a heel turn for Rollins. I don't really think that's the case, because even though I love heel Seth Rollins, it's clear that Jordan's going to be the one who's a heel. At least it's clear to me. Could misread this very easily, so who knows. But again, not the best match. I believe Jordan's working hurt from everything that we've read. Same with KO, which comes here in a little bit. But bottom line, it's putting stories in motion. The titles are back on The Bar. I don't expect them to hold them long. I see maybe something with the club, the revival, getting kind of into this and seeing what's going on. But who knows? And I'm also interested to see what happens on Raw and SmackDown, and if any of these NXT teams show up on the tag team side for both of these shows. So who knows? Mainly I'm talking AOP, but it is what it is. A whole nother story. Okay, match. It did what it needed to do. And that's kind of how I felt about the triple threat with Brock, Strowman, and Kane. It was a good match. It was fun. It was entertaining. There was lots of table spots, chair spots, whatever spots, weapon spots, fun things that wrestling fans like to see. Braun stiff-kneeing Brock in the head and Brock punching him for real in the head and Braun taking it. Must have been a receipt. Braun would get a little antsy, or I don't know whose fault that was with the knee, but he definitely connected on Brock's head, and Brock definitely paid him back. But this match did exactly what it needed to do. Kane was there to take the pin. Braun didn't lose. He doesn't look weak. He actually looks like a beast. He kicked the shit out of everyone, and then just got out of the ring and tossed out of the ring and took a big move to put him down at the wrong time. And now he has a legitimate gripe that he was basically winning this match. Wrong place, wrong time. Kane got pinned, and now Braun is not Universal Champion. So they built that story. Where this leads, I don't know. Is there a possibility of Braun getting added to the WrestleMania match that we all expect Roman's going to win a chance at? I don't know. Or time will tell. We'll see what comes around during Elimination Chamber and how this all shakes up. Probably find out. Obviously, we'll find out a lot more as the weeks go on. We lead into Elimination Chamber. On the SmackDown side, the WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Cammy, KO, and Sami Zayn in a handicap match. It was again a good match. KO working hurt from all reports that you read online. He's dealing with a nagging injury. They still got a decent match out of all three of these guys. It was very, very entertaining, very fun. And again, ends in controversy, tells a story. The ref assumed there was a tag. There wasn't a tag. Sammy was the legal man, but the ref thought Kevin was. So did AJ Styles. AJ Styles pinned KO and got the win when technically it wasn't a win because he pinned the wrong guy. So very interesting, the things they set up. I think this puts other things in motion. Then their interaction with Shane in the back. Shane seems pretty proud of it. So does this bring Daniel Bryan into the fray? Just all kinds of things to think about. And of course, that's always fun to sit here and wonder what in the world they're doing and where they're going with these things. Now, I want to get right into the main spots of the night. The men's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble. For the men's side, what a fantastic, awesome Royal Rumble. Now, here's the negative, and the only negative I'm going to give on this is, man, did it wear the crowd out. It wore me out. It was exhausting in a good way because it was so much fun. The expectation, the cheering. It was a fun Royal Rumble. The spots they worked out in that match were great. Some things that stuck out to me. Baron Corbin getting tossed out early by Finn. I believe it was Balor that threw him out. That was awesome. Really, really awesome. And then the way that he just went apeshit on everybody, not eliminating anybody, but beating the crap out of everyone, including Heath Slater on his way out when Slater was coming in. And then it just continued. Everyone just kept hitting Slater on their way to the ring. And then finally Sheamus, the true heel, comes out and looks to be helping Slater get in the ring, assumably only so he can toss him out and get an easy elimination out of it. And lo and behold, Slater gets the upper hand and sends Sheamus ass over tea kettle, as they say, out of the ring. And Slater is, celebrating, and then he also gets tossed out of the ring. So really fun spot. The return of, and I mentioned this guy for the GM for 205 Live, but the Hurricane, Gregory Helms. What's up with that? Comes out, does an awesome comedy spot, the Santino spot, they sometimes refer to it as, goes in, does his pose, gets tossed immediately out, is okay with it, does his pose, and runs out. It was hysterical. I loved it. Nice little break. Of course, we got the Kofi spot, landing with his one foot on the plate of pancakes, or however they worked that in, but it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. But when we get to the meat of it, we came down to 6 guys. 6 guys left in this ring. It was and it actually broke down, and this is a great spot. I'm so glad they put it in. But when it came down to the 6, it was split up to what looked like an old school 3 and a new school 3. And the old school 3 was Randy Orton, John Cena, and a returning Rey Mysterio. And then on the new school side, you have Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, and Shinsuke Nakamura. You know, they always kind of say, and whether it's true or not, wrestling fans believe that the last few guys in a Royal Rumble match are the guys that they really want to work with, they really want to push, they, you know, see things in these guys. And if you look at that old or the new school side, that's a good thing to see. You got Nakamura, you got Finn Balor, and you got Roman Reigns. You already know Roman Reigns is getting rocket strapped to the moon, and I'm totally cool with that. He is good, and he is fun, and he is a good hand, a good worker. He puts on good matches. Finn, yeah, there was all this questions about Vince McMahon doesn't think he's over. Clearly he's over, like Rover, to use a cliche saying, but he is an over wrestler. People love him, and rightfully so. Again, he's very good in the ring, very entertaining, very fun to watch, has an awesome gimmick. He's over, and he's in the final 6 of the Royal Rumble. And I'm sorry if I get this wrong, I believe he came down to the final 4. So it was Finn, Nakamura, Roman, and I think Cena, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that's where it was. And Orton was the one of the 6 that got tossed out along with Rey Mysterio before we got to the final 4. If I get that wrong, I apologize. I have no notes in front of me. I'm doing this straight from memory, and I'm on like 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep, so bear with me. Anyway, the points I pick out of this, seeing Shinsuke and Finn Balor both come in early in the Rumble, relatively early, and lasting this long says a lot of good things about all of them. And then you come to the side of Shinsuke actually winning this thing, says all you can say about what they're doing with this guy. We're getting the main event that we all wanted. When it came down to it, we all wanted to see when that title belt went around AJ Styles' waist. Everyone said we have to get Nakamura Styles at WrestleMania. The rematch from Wrestle Kingdom. It'll be the first time in history that's happened. How amazing will it be? And oh my God, they're listening to us. Pray that nothing changes between now and April to mess this main event up. They'd be insane to tease us with that and then not give it to us, as much as they've foreshadowed this coming for as long as they have. But the end of that was great. I think they did it absolutely perfectly to where Balor got eliminated, and then you have Roman, Cena, and Nakamura. So of course, every smarky, pissed off Roman Cena hater is pretty much thinking, oh my God, it's going to be Cena, it's going to be Roman, they're going to toss Nakamura out, and we're going to be pissed off. And then it came down to Nakamura and Roman, and Nakamura tosses him out. Nakamura looked like a beast towards the end of this match. Great showings for all, I will even throw Rey in there, but really the last 5 guys in that old school pose without Rey. It was just, all those guys look so good. I don't really leave Rey out because I don't know what his status is with the company as of this recording, so who knows if he's actually staying. I heard it was a one-off for last night, and they're still kind of negotiating things, so I don't know. But there was so much fun, so much cool to see. The stare down with the old school and the new school, and then Nakamura winning and picking AJ Styles to take that championship match with, and it's going to be phenomenal. You move over to the women's side, and you have an absolutely historic women's Royal Rumble. First time ever. You can't ask for... You know, I sent out a tweet today from the Near Fall Network Twitter account and said, I wonder if all those people who complained about the women not even being able to throw each other over the top rope when this was announced are enjoying their crow. Because not only did they throw each other over the top rope, they did it well. Everything looked pretty good. There were a couple sloppy spots here and there, but it's a Rumble. That's going to happen. Of the women, Kelly was probably the worst, and that's to be expected. She was never a fantastic in-ring performer as it is. She was a pretty face, and that's what she was there, and that was the era she was in. We're in a new era. We have awesome things going on the side of women's wrestling, and holy cow, this match was so much fun. The nostalgia, I thought it was super smart You got some awesome returns. You got Molly Holly. Jacqueline comes back. The Glamazon Beth Phoenix makes an appearance. Everyone talked crap about how Lita was not invited to Raw, and then here's Lita showing up in the Rumble, which is what I said. It's probably why she's not there, because they got to have some surprises. They brought all these legends out on Raw, and then on Sunday you don't have any surprises. So I'm thinking that's why. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that's why. You got on commentary. I know people hated Steph on commentary, but you got them over there putting over Moolah, Mae Young, and even China. How amazing is that? The stare down between Beth Phoenix and Nia Jax made me just think, man, Beth Phoenix should come back for a short run. How awesome would that be? I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be awesome. And then the whole spot with Natalya and Beth Phoenix, and then, the friendship, the history there. They help each other, they hug each other, and then Natalya immediately throws her out. I mean, it's great. It kind of harkens back to earlier in the men's when Roman and Seth Rollins help each other out, and then Roman throws Rollins out, and Rollins just looks at him like, yeah, I would have done the same damn thing, you jerk. Loved it. And then the rumors were swirling like crazy about a Ronda Rousey surprise entrance, and they tried to, kind of squash those rumors, saying she was out of the country. They didn't do I think they did a very good job. I stayed off of social media. I avoided spoilers, so I had no idea. I think the smartest thing they did was, knowing they weren't going to have Rousey come out for the Rumble, that at that 30 spot, they sent out Trish Stratus. No one's going to be pissed that they don't get Ronda in a 30 spot if it's Trish Stratus. She's a legend. I almost want to say an icon of women's wrestling. The matches that her and Lita had back in the day were some groundbreaking matches. Trish is one of those people who came in, was hired because of her looks and because of her athleticism, and then became a fantastic women's wrestler. I tell you what, I believe she has 2 children. She looked incredible during this Rumble. She was in shape. She handled herself in the ring. She didn't look like she lost a step at all. And I would give anything to have a Trish Stratus one more run. I don't know, women's title run, whatever it could be, even just a little bit of intermingling in that women's division. It just made me feel like it was back in old school, and I was watching some of my favorites, and I had so much fun watching this women's Rumble. I actually got a little emotional, and I don't care, I'll admit it. When the Bella Twins both were in the ring at the same time, both come back, doing what they love. If you pay any attention to the stuff on Total Divas, and I'm sure that 99% of that is scripted, but there's always some truth in it. And these women love pro wrestling. They have done so much to learn and get better at something they got, again, hired because they were pretty faces and they were in a diva search, but they worked their asses off. They've improved so much, especially Nikki, and I'm happy for both of these women to be able to be a part of it. I don't know if they're back. I mean, they're in the Final Four, which I thought was amazing. I didn't see that at all because I didn't even know if they were a lock to come back. I thought maybe Nikki would, but I was not sure about Brie. But there they are, both in the Final Four. And how amazing was that to just see that all play out? And then we'll just cut to the chase, Asuka winning the first ever of Women's Royal Rumble. And then at the end, both champions, the Raw champion Alexa Bliss and SmackDown champion Charlotte Flair, standing in the ring as Asuka getting ready to make her choice to declare which champion she wants to face at WrestleMania. Bad Reputation starts playing over a loudspeaker, and here comes freaking rowdy Ronda Rousey. How amazing. I heard a lot of people, and I'll break this down more, not like the way this ended, and I think it's ludicrous. And like I said, I don't want to get into it now because it's a Royal Rumble review, but what an amazing way to put this spot in, to not have her in the Rumble, but have the impact of Ronda Rousey showing up on a WWE pay-per-view, and then breaking the news immediately following this show. ESPN broke the news that Ronda Rousey has signed a full-time contract with WWE. Well, what does this mean for the women's division? I know one thing, it's going to get eyeballs on this product, and it is good for business. Royal Rumble was a fantastic pay-per-view. If I'm grading on a grading scale of A+ to F-, I give this a solid A. I won't give it an A+ because some of the matches earlier weren't great. They were good, but everything has to be great to get an A+, but they get an A. It was super fun to watch. We did our pick'ems, and I didn't get all the results in. It was a hard pay-per-view to pick. I know I went 5-4 on matches, and the best I got was 3 out of 4 on the Final Four. We did a Final Four pick for each men and women's Rumble. That was the best that I got. And let me see if I can pull up here real quick before we wrap up how anyone else did. 5-4 seems to be as good as I've seen so far. And 3 out of the Final 4 for the men's was Mr. Vest on the MVP side. So I don't know. Like I said, I didn't get all the results in yet, and I'm kind of on a tight schedule today, so I apologize for that. If I will name a winner and drive by once I can figure it out for you guys and let you know who did the best on the pick'ems for the Near Fall MVP. Like I say every week, you got to check out everything we do. Facebook.com/Near Fall Network, Twitter @Near Fall Network, live reviews, live post-show reviews for SmackDown. That is on Wednesday afternoon with the King of Nerds. Also, King of Nerds Thursday and Friday does Monday Night Wars, Raw, and Nitro on those consecutive days. And then the High Five and Party is usually on Tuesday. We just can't do it right after. There's not a big enough audience, and it's just too tough with our real lives. Of course, my show, Drive By with Shooter, you're listening to it on the podcast feed right now or on the YouTube channel. Check those out. It's on iTunes. It's on Google Play. It's on YouTube, and it's on Podomatic. 4 places for you to check this out. Like, subscribe. If you want into MVPs, like everything I just mentioned, Facebook, Twitter, podcast, one of the podcasts, and the YouTube, like all 4 of those, and subscribe to them. Screenshot it, message us on Facebook, we'll add you to the MVP chat. It's a lot of fun. Guys, I know I tried to squeeze a lot in here. I will expand a lot more on this week on Drive-By, so tune in for that. But other than that, man, Royal Rumble is so much fun. This is what happens. Royal Rumble is an example of what can go right in the WWE, and I'm just going to say this, and this might be bold, and people might not agree with me and say, no, I'm full of shit, but let me tell you, when WWE gets it right, they are the best at this thing, better than anyone. I don't care what anyone says, any argument they want to make. When WWE gets things right, they are the best at it, and they're the best and the biggest in the world for a reason. The combination of NXT TakeOver and this amazing Royal Rumble, what a damn awesome weekend of professional wrestling. Guys, I say it every time we talk. It's been real. It's been fun. We'll catch you next time.